Square, where culture meets business. Florence Square, where culture meets business.
Camera's rolling.
Welcome to Square Business Podcast here at Florence Square, 2251 Florence Road. I am your host, Aaron Boyce, and you are?
I am Robin Rosehammer.
I gotta tell you, I wasn't sure if I was gonna hear those words ever again. I am Robin Rosehammer. I knew she was here, I knew she was somewhere, but she disappeared for a while. Something about getting her PhD. Okay, something about that, okay?
Small little task, I'm understanding.
And I wished you well with a tear rolling down my cheek.
I thought there was more than one.
There was one. Because it's symbolic. It's symbolic, okay? Okay, so.
Tell the truth, Aaron, you wept.
Like a baby. like a baby, okay? So here you are, and I wanna know, how is that PhD thing going?
It's going very well. I have submitted the first 3 chapters for consideration and got feedback, so now I'm working on edits and revisions.
Okay, so, because I never went for my PhD, but I hear that it's extremely task-oriented. So when you say that you submitted your first 3, what exactly is the task of getting your PhD?
It's typically a 5-chapter document based on some research or specific topic area. I have chosen the importance of emotional intelligence in transitional age youth experiencing homelessness in the Sacramento region to workforce development. So, after about 23 years in workforce development in Sacramento, I figure I should be able to write a few hundred words on that. And the idea with the process is that you learn about creating a literature review and what the methodology you would like to use in terms of your study, and also what theorists you'd like to support. So that is where I've been spending all of my time in terms of my classwork leading up till now. And now I'll be doing a majority of writing and revising as I start my fingers crossed research in the next few months.
So then you would say that people who you come across who say they are a doctor because they got their doctorate, you say that they earned every single letter of that doctorate.
I can't speak for everyone's doctoral program, but I will say that the process that I am going through with the University of Pacific Sacramento campus is indeed worthy of the honorific doctor.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I mentioned that because, there was some people seriously questioning, well, why must he always put the doctor in front of their name, you know? I mean, you're Bob. And they go, no, I'm Dr. Bob, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I'm thinking they don't understand. I just think they don't understand, as you understand, what goes into it. And I would bet, Robin Rosehammer, that when you get there, it's gonna be Dr. Robin Rosehammer all day long.
I have made several announcements, public service messages, flyers, some smoke signals, carrier pigeon or 2 to folks to say, for the first month or so, I'm gonna need you to put a little doctor on that.
Nice, very nice, very nice. Well, we have somebody who's a doctor in our own mind, okay? And that is my sister.
Okay.
Hey, I had to find a segue somehow. That was it, okay? My sister, Sharima
Dumas.
Dumas, yes. Oh my goodness. Sharima Dumas. Say hello.
Hello. Okay, I'm just happy to be here today with Aaron and Robin. All right, and I love what Florence Square represents today. And whatever we're going to talk about, I'm glad to be here. Fortunate.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we are going to have a dialogue, things have happened. Things have happened, change has happened.
Oh.
And we're going to talk about the change now. We are expecting another young lady. She's attending here, Open Literacy. Her name is Dana Maisha. Not only does she run a bookstore, but she also is a mental health professional. And so we're going to be talking about changes as it impacts mental health. You see, what I wanted to do is, well, first of all, let's talk about Flower Square. So Flower Square, 2251 Flower Road. This is a wonderful place. Some people call it, and I agree, Sacramento's Black Wall Street. Now why? Because we are about 90% African American owned. Even the building is owned by an African American. We have one of five, I believe, maybe six, Black Heritage Museums in all of Northern California. Okay? And we are expanding it to make it bigger and better. We have a wellness center that will be operational around March. We're gonna have a food court soon, right? And now we have a nonprofit, Flower Square Community Development Corporation. And if you had to ask yourself, what areas does our community most need? I bet you would think of the word beach. Not because they need a beach, but because they do need business and economic development, education, arts and culture, community development, and health and wellness.
How long did it take you?
It was a vision. Okay, so, and it works.
A good acronym, yes.
Absolutely. You know, we can say life's a beach. You know? But you would agree that those 5 areas are much needed in the community.
Absolutely.
And this is what Flower Square Community Development Corporation is tasked to do. We have 9 committed board members who are out there doing the task to collaborate with our tenants who are already doing great things.
Mm-hmm.
That we're collaborating with our tenants for the community. So a lot is happening in Flower Square. Change. And it's good change. My job is done.
You're very proud of yourself. I think actually after the acronym, you probably could rest well.
After that, okay, all right.
He's very good at that. He does that a lot, the acronyms. But so does the government. Everything's an acronym.
Wow. Okay. I never thought I would be linked with government in that way, right?
Come on, TSA, the SBA, USA, they're all acronyms.
And now beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love beach.
Hey.
I miss it. We don't have any here, so hey, at least that mindset we can kind of dream.
We got Folsom Lake.
Okay.
I don't think that you should necessarily put that in the same
We should
category.
do that. Okay. No, you're probably right.
And shame on you for coming from New York City, okay?
Hey, I get it. I was in Wilmington, New Jersey. In Wilmington, New Jersey, we were on the shore, my wife and I. It was the bluest of waters, and even though it's not Hawaii, the beaches were so white and beautiful. So white and beautiful, right? Now, the only thing that messed us up, I'm kind of pointing you in that direction here. Okay, just kind of pointing you in that direction. Is the seagulls. Do you know they got very aggressive seagulls?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so as we, you know, I like to just feed the ducks and everything, but the seagull decided to get in on this, right? And the seagull, after our third loaf of bread, we were done, right? So we're like, no, that's it, go away now, go away. They wasn't going away. And so we're like, they're not going away. And they started to look, kind of Man, so we start to edge toward our car, seagulls hover. So they were literally hovering over us. And all I could think of at that time is Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes, the birds.
And that movie, the bird. I'm like, honey, slowly, run to the car! So,
We had a scene like that, unfortunately, in Atlantic City. And I was on a boardwalk with the children because they're not allowed in the casino, and I don't care about gambling, so I wasn't in there either. I was hanging out with the kids on the beach. And we stopped to grab them something to eat, and we're walking down the boardwalk, and the kids got French fries and other things. And all of a sudden, the seagulls came down and swooped it right out of their hand.
whoa!
And then all of them started attacking. The kids started running and screaming. It was just like the scene of the birds running down the boardwalk, screaming at.
That's crazy.
I've never seen anything like
Well, it sounds like your beach is preferable then.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, I told Miss Dana Maisha 6:30, so let's not put the camera on her unless she's ready, because it is 6:15 or so. So, are you ready?
Sure. I'm just putting off my.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
So Dana Maisha is here, and as I mentioned, she is the proprietor of All Things Literacy, one of the greatest bookstores, Black-owned and Black-themed bookstores in all of Northern California. That's number one. But also, she deals with mental health. Okay, and so she has a program under that. I'll tell you about it. Well, wait a minute. Mental health, but she also has like a award program for young men and young women where she takes a lot of time to teach them life skills and other things to make them bigger, better, stronger people. You know, both young men and young women. And I'm gonna let her tell you about it.
Okay, sure.
The goddess, Miss Dana Maisha.
Oh my God, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I really appreciate the time and energy that you create in the space for this time. So yes, my name is Dana Maisha. I own All Things Literacy Books and More. It's located here in Suite 113 inside of Florence Square Mall. My hours are Wednesday through Saturday from 11 to 6 p.m. I also have a nonprofit organization called Escape Velocity Resources, and I push literacy. So I have Boys in the Hood Book Club and Around the Way Girls Book Club. Our target demographic is ages African American children, ages 7 to 13 years old. And so I utilize that platform to push other initiatives such as self-advocacy, self-care, self-actualization, assertiveness training, and stuff like that. Not really training, but definitely empowering young girls and young boys. And I'm so happy that this spring I'm going to be opening up a youth and family mental health office where we bridge the gap between the community and access to therapy. Also to just trying to take away the stigma from therapy. You know, oftentimes in our community, you'll hear us talking about getting our hair done or our nails done before you hear us talking about us taking care of our mind or processing trauma or things of that nature. And so that is what I would like to do. I suffered from depression as a young child, and had I known I was depressed, I probably would have tried to get help or, be able to articulate to my parents like, oh, I think, I'm feeling this way, that way. Sometimes young people that are feeling maybe depression or other types of just needing to process trauma and to really debrief about something or to be empowered so that they can self-advocate and self-actualize and realize that what they're going through, though it may be unfortunate, to that they can still aspire to be who they want to be. Oftentimes when we think about mental health, we think about needing a prescription or a straitjacket or having a hold in a psych ward. But that sometimes mental health, it swings, that axle swings, and sometimes people just need people to talk to and other tools and resources so that they're not self-medicating. They can trust someone to talk to and process their issues so that they don't have to carry certain things in their spirit. They can walk lighter.
Cool. And you should know that she has, Dana Maisha has a ongoing series of articles in the Square Biz newsletter. And she is on page, well, we got 1, 2, 3, page 1, 2, 3, 4, page 5, okay? So that means health and wellness. And it's very good. Mental health in the African American community. So I want to start the conversation. You had a comment or question? Yes, go
I
ahead.
want to ask, okay, how do you go about outreach to people? Because a lot of times people who suffer from various kinds of depression, they don't know how to ask, they don't know they should ask,
Right.
and they don't know where to go, even if they said, well, I do need help.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that you are able, how do you try to reach those people to let them know that you're here?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. Thank you for asking. So, I do it word of mouth, and I use my literacy programs, right? So I utilize those programs as a platform to make the parents and the youth and their siblings and their families aware of resources, not only that I provide, but that all of us provide, right? Because we're in a mecca of resources right here in this building. But since I'm going to be opening up the office this spring, I'm going to have space, right, and opportunity all the time. So one of the things I'm going to do, since youth are my target demographic, I already have young people. I work with 17 people this fall in a youth mental health cohort. Many of them have written essays that all of you guys are going to be able to read because it's going to be put in a format, a booklet format. Also Valencia's in it, Taylor's in it, people that you know. Also social media. I'm gonna have to get a social media presence. And so what this program is gonna do is provide an internship for a young person. And one of their jobs is going to be to give us a social media presence, right? So that's one way. Another way too is we're gonna hit the pavement and just go door to door, go to other organizations that offer resources, go into communities. We know where our people live. Also to go out to the schools, to their resource person, make sure that they're made aware and if they can recommend families and stuff like that. There's so much work out here, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm gonna start there, and I'm just going to hope and pray that all of the stars aligned and that we be able to make a good impact on the community,
I was just gonna say, that sounds excellent, those ideas and concepts. And since you're dealing with literacy, I used to be a teacher myself.
Oh.
And it's great, a platform like for going to the schools, like when they're having their meetings.
Mm-hmm. You mean like school site council?
No, okay, I mean, you can deal with that and give it to, because, especially in Black communities, they're in denial. They don't like the idea of, so all they do is they say, oh, you're going to you're crazy, okay, you're talking to the psychiatrist, and it's not that.
Right.
And so there's this stigma on the idea of even acknowledging, much less trying to seek help.
Yes.
I'm talking about like PTA meetings and stuff like that, where you're going to places where maybe parents are gathering to listen, to talk, so they can hear for themselves and or for their children. Because even like, I'm a women's advocate and I deal with domestic violence, and most women don't like to acknowledge at all, that they're in that situation, even though I would say a larger percent of the people have had in it, dealing with it, trying to get away from it, and don't want to talk about it.
So we're going to try to stay on topic.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because clearly, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Mental health isn't in one box. It fits many boxes.
Yeah, we
Okay?
was talking about-
So Dana will be back, and we can talk about a lot of stuff.
That's
Yeah.
In fact, what I may do is I may just let her go and just get some coffee. You know, because you're just that good. You know.
Oh, thank
I
you.
have one more question for
Okay.
Robin, right?
Mhm.
You said you're getting your doctorate, okay, in what?
In education.
Oh,
Okay.
so you didn't say that.
Okay. You thought it was popcorn, huh? How you thought popcorn? She's like that. You know?
And education in general for what?
My focus is on building strong organizations, so it's nonprofit leadership and organizational development.
Okay. And is that geared more to younger groups or older children, older adults and young adults or?
So the focus of my research is on how best to help youth who are experiencing homelessness, and the age group that I'm working with are transitional age youth. So youth between the ages of 18 and 23 years old.
Okay, gotcha. Very interesting.
Thank you.
So, Albert, do they want to sit down with us? Do they want to see?
Would you like to speak?
To sit.
Would you
Would
like
like
to
a
sit
seat?
down? Oh.
Okay, good. Okay. So, Robin, I promised myself that I would not look backwards. Honestly, there's way too much pain looking backwards. Way too much pain looking backwards, and it's something that I literally said, no, we're not gonna do it. I wanna look forward.
Right.
So I would really like to have this conversation about looking forward.
Sure.
If a 5-letter word never gets mentioned,
Starts with a T.
I think that would be fantastic. I don't think it's necessary,
Right.
you know? So we're gonna spend our next segment talking about some of the stuff that happened in 2020 and how 2021, we want to shape it so that it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So we're gonna do that in our next segment. We hope that you come back. This is Square Big's podcast at Flower Road. I'm your host, Aaron Boyce, and you are?
Robin Rose Hamer.
And we're here with Sharima Dumas and Dana Maisha, and we'll see you back in 2. My name is Aaron Boyce, host of the Square Biz podcast here at Flower Square, where culture meets business. We're at 2251 Florence Road in the heart of South Sacramento on 24th and Florence Road. Happen to be Sacramento's black-owned Wall Street, 1% minority-owned, 85% black-owned, 60% women-owned. So we're here for you, we're here for your success, we're here for your business. So come on in, check us out, and by all means, check out Square Biz Podcast, coming to you on all forms of social media.